Hey, this is Gavin Grubbs again. I'm here with Hudson O'Neal, driver of the number 71 SSI Longhorn chassis, 2023 Lucas Oil late model champion, World 100 winner last year. And Hudson, so you've had really a wild year this year. What is some personal insight on starting out with the Rocket One team, going to your own team, and then getting the call from SSI to come join their car? What is that like emotionally, personally, and the investment of starting your own team and then jumping over here to another championship contending organization?
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a wild, like you said, 2024 so far. But things just I guess everything happens for a reason, and whenever I left the Rocket One House Car team and I started my own deal and had really planned on doing that for several years and felt like we could do that for several years, and it just and then this whole deal happened and whenever Ricky and SSI split and I got the phone call, it was very surprising to say the least. But it was it was just a decision that, like, I sat down with my girlfriend and talked about, and obviously, like you said, the expense that it takes to start your own team and maintain your own team is it's a lot. So it was whenever we sat down and started looking at the X's and O's and everything, we were like, man, it's just something that we can't turn down. So and obviously I started racing for Todd Burns whenever I first started racing on the Lucas Oil Tour, and it's just a blessing to be able to come back and kind of have a full circle moment and be back racing with him.
Yeah, and another question is tonight it's Topless 100, this 100 lap race, and last year you won the World 100 at Eldora. You've really excelled in these longer races that are a lot longer than your normal Saturday night feature on the Lucas Oil Late Model Tour. You know, most of those are 40, 50 laps. What sets apart the good and the great drivers here in these 100 lap races where when discipline and things like that really start coming into play?
Probably a lot of it is experience, and like you said, having the discipline to be able to take care of your stuff and know that the last 30 laps is way more important than the first 70. So um, I'm not a great driver, but I owe a lot of that to my dad. My dad was very, very good whenever I was growing up about, making sure that I was aware that how important saving tires and maintaining your equipment for a long duration of a race is. And so I don't know. I just always enjoyed the longer races. I feel like, the driver and the decisions can play into a factor a lot more so than like a shorter race. And, I've always enjoyed the longer races, and I was looking forward to this one here tonight.
That's awesome. And you did mention being a second generation driver. And what was that like growing up at the start of your career? Was your idea always, okay, I want to be at the national level of super late model racing? Or were there times you're like, well, maybe I'll try asphalt, maybe road racing, maybe sprint cars? Is there ever was this always the end goal for you? Or
Yeah, I've dabbled in different genres of racing. I did some asphalt stuff, did a little bit of sprint car racing, modified, yeah, so on and so forth. And I always wanted to race dirt late models. It's always been my first and foremost priority. And being a second generation driver to my dad, Don, it was definitely, I had a lot of opportunities coming up to be in good equipment and everything. And so yeah, this was always what I wanted to do, and still what I want to do. And I never dreamed of being anything else but a race car driver. So it's pretty cool to be able to live out my dream, and hopefully I can do it for many more years to come.
and another thing, I'm just going to piggyback off of that. Do you have any kind of fun or maybe funny stories about the early on in your career getting coached as a second generation driver?
Yeah, yeah, I've got a lot of stories about being able to being around him and be racing with him, and then on the flip side of it, on the coaching side, and we were here one time, and I remember I went out of the park backwards here that we had a wreck, and man, he was so mad at me for just little mistakes and everything. And it's pretty cool to be able to get to race with him and be able to come out here on the road with him the way I did, and have that support every single night to be able to fix my mistakes on the spot. And it was definitely a good thing and sped my learning curve up a lot.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Hudson. This has been an awesome interview. Thank you for just taking this time out of your race day to sit down and do this with me.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.